Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be, it can be chilly and it can be, warm and it can be very, very lethargic and kind of like tired as the year ends, and also hopeful with full of promise. And at the end of the day, hopefully, or year, something mildly sweet. We'll see. Hi. Yay. What are we talking about?
So today we're talking about Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 5, Problems You Didn't Know You Had. There doesn't seem to be any theme with the names of these that I could tell.
Yeah, true. And like even this one, it's like this is so open-ended. Like my first thought is this chance? But the thing is, he knew the problems he had. He just pretended they didn't exist, but he knew Bobo existed. He's been knowing Bobo exists. He just pretended. But he knew he had a problem named Bobo.
Yes. Or
Right?
Bobo.
Oh, you're right.
Spelled Bobbo.
You're right. It
Like,
is
that's
Bobo,
a
isn't it?
terrible street name.
Yeah.
Bobo or Bobo?
What's Bob? Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Bobo sounds like Babu, which is what babies call bottles to drink. Like, do you want your Babu? Like, and that means like, do you want me to shove a bottle in your mouth so you stop crying? And the answer for me was always yes. Give me my Babu.
You called your bottle Babu?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that. So when you
Oh,
declared me that's what babies call it, I'm like, that's
never
what
heard.
babies named Chris Titi
Okay.
Fafa called it, apparently.
Would
Because I've never heard
you never heard a baby call it like a Babu?
never.
Oh,
Yeah, never.
okay. No.
Um just so interesting. And it's interesting that he allowed the cameras to follow him around, yet wanted the cameras to get away. Let's just talk about them.
I
Okay.
can. Yes, I
Let's talk
can,
about
but
them.
it's like I don't understand this moment so much that it is confusing to me. We've talked about this. Like, did you sign the release?
Yes.
He did. He is a listen. I'll tell you right now. Babu is a multi-arc, reoccurring character on this series. He has already. If this was a scripted series, Babu already has a bigger credit than I have in the 20 years of acting.
Yeah.
It's a multi-arc,
Yes.
full journey,
Mm-hmm.
multiple characters.
With
Yes,
a Chiron.
I'm so upset.
With a Chiron. And he said they're like, how do you spell that? And he was like, BOBBO. Okay. He didn't like, he's like, they're like, it's Robert, right? He's like, no, but I don't go by Robert. It's because they wanted to call me Bob when I was little, but I was too young to just be going by Bob. So they were like, Bobo. That's a kid's name, and they just stuck. Everyone just called me Bobo. My grandparents, my uncles, my aunts, and them, my parents, and so everybody just called me Bobo. And then I just got known on the streets as Bobo. When I went to prison, everyone just called me Bobo, Billy Bob, Bibo, Bibo, Bobo, Bobo. So it just stuck. So on my Chiron, just put Bobo.
And does he know the word Chiron?
No. So anyways, we start off with speaking of Bobby and Taylor, two fraternal twins, if you guys are wondering. If you didn't know, these two women shared a womb, coming out looking like distant cousins. They don't even look like sisters to me. No one can convince me otherwise. And they've had a very rough upbringing, which has led them both to be in different places, yet the same place in their lives. Bobby is an addict in recovery. She has no children, but she is currently engaged to marry a man. And
who seems nice, by the way, who seems real, normal, and nice for anyone involved in this whole show. You know?
And then we've got Taylor, who is not an addict, however, seems to have an addiction for picking the wrong man, or a man who she has kids.
Yep.
And she's 28. They're both 28 and just in places in their lives that seem very unfortunate.
Yes.
So just a year ago, they were in a situation where they were going wedding dress shopping, and Taylor was looking for wedding dresses, and Bobby was sitting next to her, unsure of these choices. And now we have a situation where it's the opposite, and Bobby is trying on dresses. I mean, rather matronly dresses. I could just
Yes.
tell from these kinds of dresses that A, these girls are not having a good time, and B, Bobby doesn't like the way she looks.
Yes. Yeah.
Just from the choices of dresses. And then we get in there and they're like, well, do you want a white dress or an off-white dress? And emphatically, white was yelled out. And I don't get the obsession. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even imagine a wedding, but like if I did, I think I would do off-white. Cause
You
like
know,
I'm not a virgin.
oh, you know why I think that she should have done off-white for her skin tone.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's many reasons to pick whatever color, and I guess that you're and I get yeah, you're saying like
Traditionally,
your
you're
virginal
you're
your
not
virginal
virginal.
shade, your
Yeah.
shade of virginity.
Yes. So let's just go with an off-white. Let's call it what it is. You've
But
been in the streets.
you could, for sure Bobby would look better like in an ivory or something that's not white just because of her skin tone. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, Wahama, you could look really great in like a gorgeous white dress, but it has to be like a beautiful fabric. You know what I'm saying? Just because,
Mhm.
yeah, like now I'm not saying you wouldn't look good in off-white as well, but I'm just saying obviously
I
you're
think I
you're
would
more
look.
prone to looking better in white than Bobby.
Yes, I think I would look great in like eggshell.
Well, yeah, and I think by the way, here's the thing. I also have a thing where I like shades of a not basic white in that they always look richer. They look like
Mhm.
a richer color. There's more
Mhm.
dimension and
Mhm.
it looks like
Mhm.
it just is not flat looking.
Yes, yes,
White can
yes.
look very flat.
Mhm. Yeah.
And listen, I'll say this picture of Bobby in the white dress, the reason why this doesn't look flat because at least she has some sequins that are bringing in some like silvers and such,
Yes,
on the
the
thing.
bodice,
Yeah,
had the
the
silver
bodice.
look. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, but I
Now
mean, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying this lady who's selling her this dress isn't giving us normal ISO wedding dresses looks.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you this right now. None of these ladies can afford anything from Kleinfeld's.
I
Like and that's the say yes to the dress place, like,
It
and
doesn't
so
make
this place they're going, my love, is like definitely like in a strip mall, and this lady, has served time as well. Everyone's served time in this picture.
okay. And there's
Yeah.
also just like these black hangers that maybe there would, but I just don't. It is the juxtaposition, and I just okay. And so then we have a
Oh.
situation where our friend Taylor would like to try on dresses as well. And
Hmm.
so, because she's like, I want to try on bridesmaids dresses. And listen, the bridesmaids dress doesn't look half bad. They
Yeah.
both come out together and Bobby puts on another dress and again it looks terrible. It's like
Yeah.
Bobby, if you're gonna wear a dress that covers up your décolletage, just have it just cover the whole thing up. Why wear a V-neck dress that like the V-neck stops at your throat, you know?
Yeah, and this is another example of this picture up. Look how much better Taylor looks because that color just does more things for her skin tone. The thing
Yeah.
about Bobby and Taylor is that they actually look at this picture. They actually do look alike. They do look alike. They have the exact same body. I mean, they have a very similar body and the way they move in their movements are very similar. Like their faces aren't identical twins for sure, but they both have big eyes and they have like different colored hair, and they have a similar skin tone. I think that we're seeing right now Taylor with a little bit of a tan to her.
Everything
Look,
you just described did not describe these two people looking alike. You're like,
oh,
they
their
do look
body?
alike. No, no, no. Looking, I'm sorry, with their faces looking alike. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh yeah, no, I would agree with that. Just if, yeah, but your body. Your body. I have my dad's body in a lot of ways. Like we have the exact same arm structure. He has long arms. Like sometimes I look at my dad walk and I'm like, Jesus, that's how I'm gonna walk soon. I better start having better posture. Like, and so I guess when I see us walking, I'm like, well, anyone can know that's father and daughter looking at our faces, and I feel the same. I do that all the time. Like I look at if I when I see mother and daughter, I can tell by their calves that they're mother and daughter. Is that weird?
okay.
I
No, it's
can tell
not
by
weird.
people's ankles that they're
Yeah,
related.
yes, but I mean, I guess when I say look alike, I generally mean their face when I say that someone looks alike. I don't usually mean other parts of their body. So
Oh,
that's why I consistently say that they don't look alike.
I get it.
Um,
I understand you.
okay, thank you. I just needed you to in that moment. So Taylor cries about this situation.
No! Not
Uh,
Taylor.
yeah.
Sorry.
So Taylor often cries. She cries in this situation because she's sad that this isn't her life and that she chose wrong. But
It's so funny because she's choosing wrong in this moment, but the one thing that she's not choosing to do that's horrible is marry him. Like it's hilarious because she's sitting here crying that her life isn't different. She literally could get married. Not it would be horrible. I don't want her to do it, and definitely Chance wants her to do it because he knows it only benefits him at this moment. But it's the one thing that she's done consistently over the years that like makes me feel like there's a shred of hope for her.
yeah.
Is the
No,
non-marrying of Chance. Yes,
she knows that she can't marry him.
yeah.
Because in this day and age,
What?
especially with women who work,
Mhm.
marriage only benefits men. In
Well,
my opinion. In my opinion. Not saying that's a fact. My opinion.
I think that I think that, if you have two stable people that, like can come together and have similar goals, like what a great, I mean, I don't know. This is like a fairy tale. Like I used to think a fairy tale was like, oh, like a prince and stuff like that, like comes and gets you, whatever, like big deal. No, the fairy tale for me is that you meet someone who you're like, oh my God, I respect the way you live. You seem to have some shit figured out. No one's perfect, but like, oh, I respect the way you live your life. And then you also are like, you know what? You're also attractive. And then you have to also be like, you know what? You're single. And then you have to be like, you know what? You like me. That's all a fucking fantasy. Oh,
Yeah, you're right. You're
I
right. So
know.
no, I take that back. It only benefits the man if it's it no 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 yeah 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 all those things have to be placed. If you have a true equal partnership
Yeah.
where everyone is getting something out of it and you are fulfilled, and that is you whatever that partnership looks like, it's working for both people, then it's beneficial.
Hmm.
Great. So then we have another scene where Chance is with a man who has his vocal cords. I'm telling man, okay, I've got your back. I can't even do it. They're so fried. They're like the smoker. The lung has this. It's
Do you remember when those was the commercials on?
yeah.
It's like that.
He has
Doesn't
a
it sound
hole
like
in his throat,
I
and he's he's speaking through one of those machines, and it's right here.
I I I I I I'm so sorry for people. I feel really bad. I haven't this is where I have some I'm so sorry for them. And this man.
Oh. I think people make choices.
I can't do it. No, 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 no. I can't do it. I try to side. I won't derail this conversation, but I try to watch this thing called Bad Surgeon, by the way, on Netflix, where there's a man just fucked up people and just like did unnecessary surgeries. I have a very hard time when people have had things happen to them and to their bodies that it's like a survival mechanism within me that like I like it jumps me out of my skin. It jumps me out of the thought of that. And like, don't watch Bad Surgeon. I tried to watch it just for you guys. I thought maybe I would like talk while I'm into doing it as a docuseries for this podcast, but like I couldn't do it, so I'll never do it. And don't watch it. But in this one moment, this one man gets like a bad surgery that he didn't need to fucking do, in his larynx or whatever. And I was like, I had it, I just like couldn't turn it off fast enough.
Yeah.
Even now, hard. But yeah, that man talks in a certain way. And we've seen this man before. This is the same man that was in that limo with him before. Okay. So this man and Chance's like ragtag team of people that in his life out of prison that do him favors and or he like kisses butt is always in and out. But this is the same man that was in that broke down limo when he was like, oh man, how much does Bobo owe you? Or you owe Bobo? And that man, and Chance was like, it's really bad, man. It's 1K. And that man with that larynx voice was like, oh, and we were like, okay, but look at that. Look at the rip. I can't get over so many things in this limo. First of all, I'll tell you that this limo and the rip in the brown leather is, as well as the like Christmas lights falling down and the LED light, it makes me feel like I can smell inside there. And it's so much cigarettes and it's so much throw up and so much booze, just like had like poured everywhere and just sat there. I can't. Anyway,
But also the mirrored ceiling, also the fact, like, how do you even get to the other side of it? How do you like
you crawl.
crawl?
You
Okay.
crawl.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
want to talk
you
about
absolutely crawl.
so that man gives him, I guess, $1,000 in 20s? Or how much?
Yes, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Give him $1,000 in 20s. Yes.
How is that 50 20s? How many is that? I don't understand math.
Oh, look at you.
1,000
Look at you, 50 20s.
divided into
I'm happy
20
for you.
equals, yeah. Wow. He gave
50
him
20s.
50 $20 bills.
Yep. And he
That
counts them.
is, counts it in public and then puts it in an envelope as though it's at that point necessary. And then the bauble comes and like
I'm sorry, what you call?
his name is Babo.
I know, but the way you said it is just the Babo.
Babo comes. And then he goes outside and Babo pretends like this is like like he's some real gangster with his matching, black and red outfit. And I mean, maybe he is in this part of Missouri. I don't want to like knock his swag. I don't want to knock his, who am I? If Baba were to come up to me, perhaps I would
What?
be scared.
I was like, how is this going to end?
Perhaps I would be scared. The truth is that I would be more outraged that this. Never mind. Anyways,
I can't wait you to tell me off camera.
yes, I'll tell you. I would be outraged. Sir?
I'll tell you this. When I saw him,
How dare you speak to me? How dare you speak to me, sir?
He's taller than Chance, much skinnier than Chance.
Yeah.
Wearing like, a sleeveless red, like whether it's like.
Are we not allowed to call it what we'll call it's a t-shirt, right? But tank top. We gotta call it tank top now. We can't call it what I
A lot of tats. I looked at the tats to see if there was any like white supremacist shit. Because he looks like that.
Yeah.
He looks very Aryan Nation.
Yes.
Yes. He looked,
yes.
Yeah. And also I'm going to say this, and I don't want this person to come for me. Okay. Don't come for me, Babo. Yeah. But I guess I want to say is like, can you be that bad if you care about 1K? And can you be that bad if you're the person going after the person for 1K? If you're that bad, don't you have a lower level man that's gonna like just kind of fuck? What is that? Where you think he's gonna?
That's what I was gonna say. Like I'm like,
oh,
I'm sorry. Do you for one moment think that man has the resources to come and find you?
Yeah. Well, he has he's a K. He has 1K.
Okay.
He has 1K.
He has $1,000 shakedown from a man named Chance, who is scared because his masculinity. His masculinity is like it's thrown out of whack because fear has settled in. You know what I mean? Dealing with fear and masculinity is hard. It's like hot and cold. It doesn't go together. So when you face fear as a masculine man, you crack like ice.
All right, twin flames, Shalila and whatever, but yeah, like it's
Shalia and Jeff.
Okay. But yeah.
Or Ender. Anyways, it was just weird. It was so fake. And then even him telling the cameras to get out of there, he had no entourage with him. All of his like, prison tattoos from head to toe. It was just so crazy. It was just so weird and crazy. And he was so scared. And I wish Taylor were there to see him just be so scared. Would she just kick him out finally? Like he can't protect you.
He can't provide, he can't protect.
Yes.
He's a parasite.
Is his swerve good? Like does he slap cheeks well? Like does he make you go to cloud 9 every time? I don't know.
He has a bad boy-ness about him that I think appeals, and he's not hideous.
Correct.
And the not being hideous has really served him, just like he served time. Anyway,
let's move on.
Thank you.
Okay. Lindsay and Blaine. So we start off this with the girl, like, doing her makeup or whatever in her room, and all like Lindsay carrying planters outside, and we don't know what she's doing. And then Blaine is inside, and him and Kagan are kind of doing something in the kitchen, and then the broom falls, and uh Blaine's like, "A rain don't settle on you, and Casper better pick up y'all's broom." And Kagan's like, "Who's Casper?"
Yeah.
And it is so funny and cute. And then he doesn't know who Casper is.
I'm surprised Blaine does. Like, we're you and I are the last generation. Like, you and I know who Casper is because we are the generation that knew that like a Casper movie came out with one Christina Ricci and freaking Devon Sawa. We know that.
Yes.
Lindsay and Blaine are younger than us.
Mhm.
We hate to say it. And that means that Blaine knowing is already a stretch. And then so for Blaine to think that Kagan knows it,
Yeah.
from what I know, there's not been a Casper not nary nothing since.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
unless you tell me there's like an adult Casper, which would be a great, like, make it. What if you want, like, everyone's getting a reboot. But like, you're crazy to think that Kagan knows Casper. That's like being like, what's that? What's like a great reference? Like, like,
But he said,
like Kojak. Like, it's like someone talking about Kojak. Do you know who Kojak is?
Is he like Columbo?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. I don't know. But it's like, to me, somebody saying Columbo.
Yes.
Okay. Whereas like I know Columbo, or like Matlock, or
yes,
like, yeah, where
now,
it's
what
like,
do you know about Columbo? Like, for instance, I know the name and I know that
I
it's like
watched
a,
it.
oh,
I
I
watched
didn't
it.
watch. I didn't watch
Okay.
Matlock either.
I watched Matlock, and I
Okay.
watched Murder, She Wrote. Like, I watched it with my own eyeballs. Like, I remember being like, "Oh, I don't want to be a lawyer."
What happened to your hand?
Oh, my nail's about to fall off.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't want to be a lawyer because I was like, people try to kill lawyers. Because people just, someone's always trying to kill Matlock. Poor
Hi.
Andy Griffith. Yeah.
Andy
so
Griffith?
yeah, Andy Griffith, that's how you pronounce it?
Was he in who was he? It was like Andy Griffith show?
Yes. So in the last thing that he did was Matlock. He was Matlock. Yes. So that's why I know the Andy Griffith show, because when I was like, "Oh my God, Matlock Young." Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, like, it's same thing where it's like, that's just, that little boy does not know that, honey. But we go back to the house. It's cute. I also noticed that, like, they had this like picture of the family, like Miley and like Lindsay and Blaine and Kagan, and this like blue and
Yes.
white. They're all wearing blue and white, and they have like, and I love that motif. I thought it was cute. Like,
It was so cute. We don't
it
have
is
family pictures. I think it's so cute when people take family pictures.
I do too. I do too. I really believe that Lindsay like wants this for her.
She does.
Like, they're
takes a
playing this
lot.
up for the cameras, but this does feel like they're in a full family relay. Basically, then she's like, "Hey, Miley, will you watch Kagan and like put on Casper so this person like learns something or other, and then like I'm gonna go and do my thing." So then, honey, this is where it gets a little contrived, but I don't mind it. We then go outside and there's like a fireplace set up and like a truck
Bed. The bed of a truck.
The bed of a truck. And everything is like almost Instagrammed out, where there's like Christmas lights everywhere, and there's like, like mattresses, and there's like a lot of like beautiful, comfortable seating everywhere. And then she like cozies up to him, and she does my favorite cuddle move on a man, which is the flamingo. I love a flamingo, which means, and this is like, or whatever, you can cuddle any way with this. But if in this case, Blaine is laying down and he's on his back, and then Lindsay gets to be on his chest with her hand and one leg on him, and then like she's kind of like, you get to lay on someone in a flamingo stance, and I love that so much. Nothing is more comfortable to me. Like, it's body, it's skin on skin. I get to have something between my legs, like chiefly someone else's leg, like it's very. When I saw it, I was like, yes. But then this move happens where then she like opens. The whole thing is that she wants to propose to him because she wants, like for there to be a thing if she goes to jail. And we don't think she's ever going to go to jail, which is why this feels like super fake to me. Like, I don't think she's going to go to jail. I think that she's going to pay that man the money, and he, for some reason, has a direct line out of prison. We've seen that work, you know. But she does this thing where when she proposes to him, she opens the box for the necklace. And it gave me such Pretty Woman vibes. You know, when like Richard Gere opens the necklace box for like Julia Roberts, and she's like, oh, and then he like snaps it, and she's like, oh. And it was, by the way, like a totally natural take. They did it on purpose because like they didn't tell her, and they got like a natural reaction. It's so charming. Anyway.
Yes. But did she snap it close?
No, but it reminded me of that.
Oh, I thought I missed it. I saw your note and I was like, she didn't snap it close. She didn't snap it close though. So okay, great. I'm glad that I wasn't going crazy. Okay, so he's like, whoa, Heldon froze over. Lindsay did something sweet for me. And she was like, stop it. Because, you know, she expects that from him. So he knew something was up. He didn't know what was up, but he knew something was up. And so then like he's like, yes, you know, I'll do that, and they like hug or whatever. And then in her confessional, they're like, Lindsay, did you marry him so that he'll stay with you? And she's like, no. And I was like, yeah, you are. Didn't we just establish with you and your friend when you went to go get the thing that you were doing it so that he could come and visit you or something? Like, you just said you were. Did I make that up? So like, she doesn't want to seem like that's fully why she's doing it, but really it's because she's like, yeah, she's not going to find anybody better. And so like, she is like, just like, hey, let's, if you like it, then you put a necklace on it. If you like it, then I'm going to put a necklace on it. Like, she's doing that so that he could yes, come and be with her. B, so that she now has this partner. She's like, if I want to do that, I could be with somebody rich. And I'm like, yeah, but you did that the last time and that person put you into fucking prison again because you carved cheating slut or something on his desk. Felonious mischief.
Felonious mischief.
So anyways, I thought it was sweet, but we know that there's going to be screaming next episode, so can't wait for that.
Okay.
Chevelle and Quaylon.
Yeah. This is all about, basically we're tying up the loose ends, but we're getting into another story, which is that Quaylon, you know, having spent a lot of time with Mylea, and especially in the absence of Mylea's dad. So Mylea's dad has like been in and out, gives money when he wants to, like, and whatever it is whenever it is. And there's like no like real emotional relay with there at all. And so he like is spending time with Mylea, and then he goes and talks to his mom. And so one part of the conversation with his mom is like, hey, can you just like be chill with Chevelle's mom, you know, like, and she kind of like apologizes for her part in it, which is just like, I guess, having an opinion that doesn't serve them. You know, like,
yeah,
because the whole thing was Chevelle's mom being like, I don't want to pay for this, you know, which is, by the way, like a shitty thing to say. Like, it's not your business, and whatever your daughter and her husband wants to do is like whatever, and you can either pay for it or not. But like to sit there and like hold your money back and then get pissed if you aren't front and center is just weird. But then yeah, like honestly, Quaylon's mom could have just not said anything, but instead she decided to say things like, I don't fight with street people, which is never gonna like, it's never gonna like close the argument.
Yes,
it's never gonna like bring peace to the land, you know?
Yes, this is all very, very true. But she knew what she was doing. And what she doesn't know what she's doing is with this eyebrow. This eyebrow going down the side. Listen, if you're going for a Nina Simone look, I can see it, but I don't think that's what's happening. You know, this isn't a very like specific Nina Simone moment. This is a black eyeliner that you've chosen to take as far down as you could get away with. And I'm not going to let you get away with it. So here we are.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's so funny because it's just a simple shape. Like all like
simply too long, you know?
Yes, it's simply too long. It's simply too thick at the right here. It's too thick at where your eye, and it has to like kind of ombre and get thicker. And then what happens is then she decides to like stop at mid-eye and then just have a line down from the highest part of her arch where it doesn't even, it's just, I mean, like, my God, if you could just take it off and start afresh, you'd have a different face. And that's the craziest part about fucking eyebrows.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Anywho, so there's a little shade to that mother, but we find out that Quaylon's father was never involved.
Mm.
and she had a hard time as a single mom. Blase, he went to prison for 10, 12 years is the outcome of that. So she's trying to make up for lost time, and she wants him to slow down, but he's like, no, I'm going to take care of Maila, and I'm going to be her dad. I want to adopt her. So then Chevelle and he go to see a lawyer, and that lawyer basically tells them that you would have to get Maila's father to give up custody. And Chevelle's like, he's not going to do that. He's already kind of petty as it is, and he does give child support when he works, which probably means that he just quits jobs and works under the table, when necessary. And so, the best bet is for them to just get married and then try to do it from there. If they try to make any moves and do anything now, he might go above and beyond and try to make it really hard for Quaylon to do anything legally to adopt Maila. So it's an honorable thing that he's trying to do. I still want Chevelle to get better wigs. It's like she's almost there, but she just won't spend over $100, It's like there's glueless wigs that she could get, and I just don't know why someone hasn't sent her like some good wigs.
I don't. Yeah,
I know
I'd
you don't.
obviously, I
You
just
don't
don't know.
have.
But
You just don't know.
all I
But
can possibly say is, Eris's wigs are my. I mean, whoever does,
exactly. Yeah.
just I don't. Just DM her.
Yeah.
Like,
They're both in Texas, aren't they? Aren't Cam? No, mate. I don't know where Cam and I don't know if they're in Texas. I don't know. No, Florida. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Florida. But there's so many good spots that they could go to, and she just won't spend. I'm not saying spend $500. I'm saying mine were like $220, and I'm not on a reality show. Like I could. There's no options. I mean, there is maybe options for Cameo. Well, can I do Cameo? But Chevelle could. So, anyways, there's that. It doesn't feel like. I wonder what Quaylon does for work. Quaylon looks like he works hard overnight, 12 hours every day. He looks like he looks tired.
Yeah, I don't know, but
He looks like he works. Anyways, there's that.
Let's move on, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We have the best. Louis, Melissa, and we have Joy and Red, and we have Brittany and Key Rock. Let's start with Brittany and Key Rock, because then we'll have our the best for last.
Okay.
I think. Okay, so Brittany and Key Rock. So Brittany is going to hang out with her girlfriend, and I really like this friend. Her name is Shay, and they've been friends for a long time. And I had that girl thing where she's like, "This bitch can tell me the real, like like whatever it is, like I know it is, and it's always going to come from a place of love." They're getting sandwiches. I love a sandwich. I love like a deli kind of sandwich with like, sometimes I have like the Dutch crunch bread, or sometimes they just have like a really great baguette and something like, I love like, shaved iceberg lettuce, like it's going to have shaved iceberg lettuce, and you can't just like have yellow mustard. You have to have like Dijon or like a deli mustard. And then like, oh my God, cucumbers and sprouts. Oh, please. And pickles. Are you kidding me? And like banana peppers. Oh my God, are you dead? So I don't actually, can I be honest? I'm getting over tomatoes in my life. Tomatoes in my life, they're fine, but in a sandwich and definitely like on pizzas and stuff, they're just add a bunch of water. They just make things soggy.
I love tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm like going to have some right now.
Okay. But her friend is like, honey, let me tell you, you're getting a little thick. The stomach is stomaching and the butt is butting. And she's like, she's like, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, one thing for Brittany is that even Brittany is like a thick girl, but we have to remember that like Brittany, when she was in prison, and she says it was like a buck nothing. So people, I think, seeing her are like, girl, just because I think that I think she's gained like 35 pounds, which is totally fine. But I think that like the reason why we're gonna have people talk about it is because she used to be like the tiniest. Now almost everyone in prison, except for Louis, for some reason, comes out of prison and gains weight, which makes sense because there's not the yummiest food in prison, when like there's, but anyway, having said that, they get their like sandwiches and their salt and vinegar chips and they talk. That's what I have to say about that. You know anything about their meeting?
Yeah, no. So basically they just talk about the fact that she asked her friend to be her maid of honor
Yeah, that's nice.
for the wedding, and the friend is really excited.
Mhm.
And they talk about how she sent her family, Brittany sent her family a picture of her ring,
Mm,
and
mhm,
the family did not respond at all.
mhm.
And that her grandmother has been the only person that has been supporting her relationship with Kirok. In fact, her grandmother has called them, cussing them out
I
about
love
the
that.
way that they have treated her and her relationship with Kirok. And the friend is like, you should really try to make amends with your family, which is such a stupid thing to say. I don't like when people put the onus on the person that's
I
being
agree.
shunned to figure it out with these other grown ass adults who are
Yeah,
making a choice to be rude. Like, why should the person that's being ostracized like beg these other people to like them and to treat them with respect? And like, that's so stupid. But they're like, oh, you never know what's going to happen. um and so then the friend is like, you need to go cultivate this relationship with your grandmother for sure, because if Kirok leaves you, you won't have anything. And I see what the friend is saying, but pushing her to the family who's basically disowned her is not right. Like pushing her towards the grandmother and saying, hey, go get to know your grandmother. And she's like, I can go live with my grandmother should anything go down. And she's like, well, yeah, then go do that. But I think that's right. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket with Kirok, because I think that at the end of the day, Kirok's, yes, mother would support, but Kirok's mother is the only person that is solid. And Kirok's mother is always going to choose Kirok.
oh, yeah, yeah.
So, like, it's going to be really awkward if you and Kirok break up and then you have to live in the house with Kirok.
Right,
So,
and Desmond.
yeah. So, like, it's going to be awkward. You're not going to be left anything in the will just because the mother likes you. So, like, you're gonna have to figure out your life on your own. And Kirok is not to be trusted, personally, in my opinion, from the way that he behaves. So the next scene that we have with them is Kirok has agreed to go with Brittany to see the grandmother. And Kirok is now in this position that he has put himself in, and Mother has put herself in this situation as well, because Kirok has asked to be put in this situation of basically family fixer. Fix all the issues, be there to be the glue, bind everybody together, take the weight off of Mom's shoulder, especially specifically with Desmond, because Desmond has started using drugs again. What drug, we don't know, but obviously drugs. Now, Mom is, I guess, an alcoholic. She says she likes her wine, which leads me to believe that she might have some issues with it. Maybe not, but she obviously has suffered a lot in her time too. So if she likes her wine, I'm not holding it against her. She The moment they leave, or it feels like from the editing, the moment they leave, the mother is already calling Kirok to be like, guess what? Desmond left. Desmond slammed doors and left, which then upsets Kirok. And Kirok out loud says something about, oh God, this thing happened as soon as I leave, blah, blah, blah. So Brittany says, I think you should pull over and I'll drive. That upsets Kirok, which, you know what? Kirok's reaction isn't exclusive to Kirok. I know people in my life, when I tell them, oh, you're upset, like, I know people in my life who don't like to be told they're upset, which I find so weird, because when someone tells me I'm upset, I'm always like, am I upset? Maybe I am upset. Let me re-inventory. But other people don't like it. They're like, I'm not upset. And I'm like, okay, you're not okay. Which is what I thought Kirok was going to do, which he kind of did, but then he eventually did pull over and just let her drive so that he could do whatever it is. But then he ended up just pulling over on the side of the road and walking on the side of the road to make the phone calls, and then eventually apologizing to Brittany. But I'm like, don't try to make Brittany feel bad. Like, I knew I shouldn't have left. Da-da-da-da. Like, Brittany has been there for you with your family. Like, don't try to make it seem like this trip is bothering you or putting you out of sorts. Like, do your best to make her feel happy and not make her feel guilty. And I know that's hard and that's an easier thing said than done, but I don't think Kirok's in the place to take care of Brittany at all without spouting a bunch of like biblical things her way, without being a good partner, personally. But it's because I don't like Kirok.
Yeah. I don't care about them. I want to move on.
Okay.
Yay. Oh yeah, I don't know why. I'm sorry. I don't know. This fight seemed boring. It felt like, I just don't like fights in cars. It just like goes on and on. I'm just like, their thing hasn't been that exciting to me I and I don't think they should be together. So that's why I feel like they were just
Do you want to stop talking about them?
no.
Okay.
I just have nothing to say about this segment other than what I just said.
Okay.
Great. Um, Yay! But I do want to talk about the next people. Louie and Melissa and Red and Joy. Okay, so Louie and Melissa, honey, I love it. So obviously we're hot on the fact that Louie has left his pizza life and he's gonna leave Donna's house, but brings Donna to drive to New Jersey because no one trusts this man to do anything for himself. So Melissa has, since the last place we saw, gotten a new place. And Donna and Louie pull up, honey, and they come in. And, Donna at first is like, not horrible, like, and yeah, you wrote here that Louis warns Donna not to talk shit. And it does feel like she listens to that. She is impressed with the house at first. Now, she can't keep herself, but truthfully, neither can we from remarking on Melissa's cooking. But how, at the same time, Donna's cooking also doesn't look great. But they get there and like, she's like, do you have anything for me to cook for my son? My son's so hungry. Melissa's like, I have something. I've been cooking. And she's like, what is it? Jar pasta? And then Melissa's like, oh, I'm sorry. Do you think that I've had time to simmer 10 hours of a Sunday sauce for you and your son?
That, and I was, but the thing is that you did have time. That's what I thought. I was like, you don't have a crock pot? That's what I thought. I literally thought to myself, you knew these people were coming. Why don't you have a crock pot on?
Whew.
Am I right or am I wrong? You knew they were coming. Crock pot. Also, what sauce did she even have on those noodles? So when Donna like shade and was like, yeah, I was like, girl, I see. What is that? Also, I'm not saying you need to know how to, just say you don't know how to cook. They're like, my son's hungry. I'm sorry, did you see 3 Taco Bells on the way here? You better stop and get something. This is wholly unnecessary. And then she had her little cheekies out the whole time too. I said, put them cheeks away.
Donna had her cheekies out or Melissa?
Melissa had her cheekies out.
Melissa always has her cheekies out, like. So yeah, so then Melissa does this thing where she's like, guess what? I moved to a better, more expensive apartment because I need a place for all of us to live. So now you have to get a job to help me pay for my more expensive apartment, which like I do love because it really is like such a good conflict of what she thinks this man's going to get. And the reason why is because she is like, I got you an interview for a job, and he's already decided what he wants to be. And that is a personal trainer, a personnel trainer. You know what I'm saying? And like Melissa is like, oh, great. So you can go to the gym and then try and hook up with every woman. And he's like, yeah, I mean, yes.
She's like, only 65 and older are you gonna work out? But I'm like, what is this obsession with everybody wanting to be personal trainers? I don't like, what is this obsession with all these men who are like, yeah, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a trainer. And I'm like, why? Is this like the new, I don't know. It's like it's like ever since this thing became a thing, everybody's now wanting to be it, as though it's like this lucrative gig. Unless you're like a personal trainer to the stars, and what type of body does Louis have to where people are like, yes, I want to do it? And then when he's talking to people, you know how personal trainers, when you have them and you work for a gym and they start telling you about their lives, like, what is he going to tell them he did from like, 2004 to 2020? What is he going to tell them he did for the last 10 years? Just go find a job at Papa John's until you can do something more, and then it. But I don't know.
Yeah, he should work his way up at a Papa John's from pizza flipper to like management.
Yes, it's so stressful when these people start talking about dumb stuff.
So in the middle of their horrible pasta he can't eat it, so he's like, I'm just gonna, I'm feeling so whatever, I'm gonna to get away from this pasta. I'm just gonna go start unpacking, and Donna's like left to like eat the pasta or throw it away, and she like rolls her eyes a billion times about it. And then we get a classic Melissa, and she's like, yeah, just do a couple of boxes and come over here and unpack this. And this is her in the cheapest lingerie, the scratchiest lingerie, the cheapest, scratchiest lingerie one could possibly put on their body, like a drop of water, it will disintegrate it. You know what I'm saying? And he like loves it so much. It's like so reminiscent of like the cheerleader costume. She also tells Donna and Louis that, she gave him 4K for them teeth. And that was a cosmetic procedure. And you know what? There are some things that Melissa would like to do as well to kind of like change up her look. And those things is that she wants a nose job and she wants a chin implant. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Spoiler alert. It's happened.
Oh.
And the reason why I can say spoiler alert is because she premiered that new nose on Instagram, and I forwarded it to the DocuSweeties Instagram feed. Because why? You should be following us, but also so you can see her new nose. You know what? This is what it's hard with noses. They changed the entire shape of it. They gave it a sloop. It's a sloopity sloop, kind of like button nose. It goes up like a ski slope, kind of like Whoville kind of nose. I would have loved her to keep a little bit more of the original kind of like trajectory and made it, if she wanted to, a little slimmer or like, but it's a full nose job. Are you looking at me? Now, I'll tell you right now, Wahama has looked at her phone, now looking at me. I can't tell if her quizzical expression is that she hasn't gotten, you don't see the
I don't
nose
know
job.
where it is. Where
You don't
is
see,
it?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had put it, you had looked at the Instagram story when I put it to DocuSweeties. I looked and saw that you yourself had already seen the DocuSweeties story. So in that moment, do you not remember seeing that?
No.
You weirdo?
Okay, so I have to go to
Okay.
archive. Okay, let me go to archive.
That's okay. Or you can wait till we're, I don't know. Do you?
Or I can wait till we're done with this. No. I must see it now.
Okay, look at it now. I'm going to keep. So then we have a horrible scene. Now, this scene is just horrible. After the like cheap lingerie scene, next morning, she comes out. He's pooping with the door open on the phone. And then they have like a conversation about the etiquette of this and like the fact that he's going to have to every morning be like, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. And she's going to be like 1 or 2. And he's going to be like 2. And then she's going to be like, I'm going to go first. And then she has to go shower, do her thing, and then be like, get everything done in 3 minutes because the poop's going to come out at some point or at another. I'm going to be like, listen, if you're going to take the time to move from one place to another because you're in a brand new relationship, I think the only reason to move if you're in a brand new relationship is to get a 0.5 extra in your bath. Don't move from a 1 bedroom to another 1 bedroom. You move from a 1 bedroom to a 1 bedroom 1.5 bath.
The nose is Cindy Lou from Whoville.
I know it.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay, 2. He had a cameraman in the bathroom with him, or yes. They put a GoPro up there.
Cameraman.
Yeah, and then did you see his like little cheeks hanging out on the side? Yeah, I copped that too.
No, I did not.
Yes, and I didn't. Yeah, it was like they need 2 bathrooms. So like, why do they have to have a schedule?
They need 2 bathrooms. Yeah, you're right. She also wants him gone. She's like, I want you to be a professional truck driver. Now, I don't know this life exactly, but from what I know about like Jibri, remember when Jibri was gonna be a truck driver, like that guy?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you obviously go on long rides and you're gone for like, you can be gone for weeks or whatever. Now, one thing about truck drivers is that there's truck stops, and at truck stops there's hookers. So in my mind, I'm like, Melissa, why are you sending your man to be gone for like 3 weeks at a time to drive around the God's beautiful country, stopping every stop? And if it's like Chick-fil-A is not there, honey, they're hooking up
and doing every hooker. No, not all truck drivers do that. Yes, you're right.
Well, but of course not every.
No. I mean, not all truck drivers drive long distances. Oh. You could. There's the other other types of drivers. So CDL licensing just means that you know how to drive the trailers. So
Mm,
you could work for a warehouse and
okay.
just kind of drive around the yard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she wants him to do. I want to
Mhm.
know the pay structure. I will say the one thing about personal training is this. It feels like a glam job because on Instagram it feels like, oh great, I all I have to do is maintain my physique, go to the gym, post pictures of me working out or like doing exercises and like the money will flow in. And I think there's a couple of these kind of things. Like I feel like real estate's kind of like this where people are like, I'm going to get into real estate. I'm making my real estate license and what I'm going to do is just make a bunch of money. And it's like, here's the thing, you are constantly hustling and selling yourself to get clients. That's the thing about it is like you don't like you have to get clients. I'm not saying that, Louis, it does help, I guess, if you're somewhat famous, because at least like an Aunt Fiza right now is like, doing the thing where she got a bunch of plastic surgery and then works out in the gym now and then like sells things online because she can post pictures from her like body workout, uh body workout tournaments or whatever, and then sells her fitness plans and her food plans online.
Oh
And so
yeah,
that's,
bodybuilding.
yeah. So, Louis, it's like, what's your end game? Are you going to be selling body, plans
Yeah.
online, PDF plans and stuff like that, like personalized PDF plans?
I
Or
thought
what?
you were going to say that Anfisa was selling houses. I was like, oh, please, we must go to that open house, Chris.
Courtney is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where does she live?
Florida.
Okay, no, I can't go there.
I know.
But it was like we must go to Anfisa's open homes in the Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
we have to go. Because if Misha was selling houses here,
Yeah.
open homes in Blaine,
Honey,
I would be there.
you're like, hi.
Yes.
Yeah. My budget is
$2.
$120,000.
$2.
$2. You say $2? What are you? Be the
Me and
checking
Sean.
account of one
Me and
Sean?
Sean. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, great, great, great. Wait, I was gonna
Um,
say, this is also funny. So we go back to the Donna. I just want to say this. Donna comes into this scene like Kramer from Seinfeld. Like, doesn't knock, has a key, comes in. Oh, who's here? It's me, Donna. I have donuts. It's a little much,
yeah.
And I will just say at one point, they're talking about things that he can be, and I swear he says, or Donna says, I can't hear, but one point, one of them says that he could be a parrot recovery specialist. I know it's not. I can't be. It can't be that there's a person that's trained to just retrieve parrots. And I love a parrot, like I love that kind of bird, a bird that will speak back to you, a bird that will that loves you so much. And by the way, flattery is obviously, or imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Parrots flatter you.
Yeah.
What a great pet to own. And so
Yeah.
to lose one is devastating. And then I would get that, like, if you are a specialist in finding them, what a great job. And so when I heard that, I'm like, he's a parrot recovery specialist, made me really LOL.
Do you notice how she can't, and she being oh, I shouldn't. We have to go on. Okay. Wait a minute. But Melissa,
yeah, now I'm like, who? Is it Donna?
Melissa. No, Melissa. She like is very from here, she like doesn't move. So she'll be like, well, Louis, here, take this. Like she's very like
There's not a looseness to her?
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't want Donna to tell me what I can do in my own home. That's fucking crazy.
Okay, well, maybe she had a little neck injury, honey. Okay, I don't know. I heard my neck this morning. Our last couple is Joy and Red.
Red, do you have anything else you want to tell me? Red is a fucked up human being.
Yes, he is.
Okay. First of all, we go to the park and we meet the three little friends from Proud Family. Okay, it's like La Cienega, Cavassier, and Michelle. It is so hilarious. Her friends.
Her cousin
Crystal,
sisters.
Michelle, and Lakeisha. Okay, they've all stepped out of 1997 LA. Erase the color lines. Okay, they have lokes on. They have nails. There's bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. There's hair up, waterfall. I mean, there's wonky eyebrows, there's Sharpies. They sit down and Red is like, yeah, so I'm a hugger. He keeps telling everyone he's a hugger while shaking their hands. No one wants to hug you, bro. And then he sits down with them and he's like, yeah, I love my family. Actually, I'm going to go see them tomorrow. And they're like, oh, and he's like, yeah. Joy and Sway come back and sit down and they're like, yeah, so he's going to go see his family tomorrow. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah. And then she was like, that's news. And they're like, you didn't even tell her? All with it sounds of smiles. Like they're like, yeah, I mean, it is the craziest conversation in which they are giving him live and in action advice. He's like, oh, I should have told her. Yeah, you should have told her. Why didn't you tell me? Well, I knew you was upset and I didn't want you to be mad at me. So that's why I didn't tell you. But I'm going to be back. And she's like, when? And he's like, a couple of days. A couple of days?
He has the audacity to be like, you see, it's really outside of my control because my sister bought it. Now, okay, nothing boils my blood more than that, right? Because a grown person looking at it's really outside of my control. This grown-ass adult saying this, that he had to buy, his name on the ticket, that he had to give all like, because my sister bought it. As if his sister was like, called him out of the blue and was like, fuck you! You get on that plane! Like, you know, what? Like, that obviously did, like, so much of it is like, I mean, so late, the laziest of handling of responsibility and truth and sincerity, that if it's real, if all of this is real, it obviously is the biggest, I mean, REDD flag. It is a red flag. It should have 3 Ds at his end. How many? It should have 3 Ds. Triple D.
Yeah.
3D. 4D.
Yes. It's red for filth, okay?
Yeah,
It's shades. Shades are on. The library is open. Okay.
Burgundy flags, honey. Maroon flags.
It is wild. And then she gets home and she's like, Are you gonna cheat? And he's like, no. And then she's like, do you have any more secrets you're keeping from me? And he's like, no, I don't have any more secrets. And then immediately cut to confessional. Man, I got so many secrets. Or and he's like, then we see a picture of him kissing that anime girl, and immediately I'm like,
bestie / whatever.
Bestie / she smells.
If he goes back home and
what does she smell like? She smells like something, and I don't know what it is.
Smells like, no, she smells like Chance's limo. Bye. Yeah. No, here's the thing. He's gonna go back now, hook up with her after he went on national television and was like, the sex was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad. I like just came out of prison. You would think I would just like be like so horny and like would just be so happy to have any kind of sex, and that sex was so bad from that girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, fuck him. It's really sad. Like, I hate this. I hate when Sway has to leave. He's like, no, I'm not gonna cheat on you, and don't worry, I'm totally gonna come back. I am coming back. Fucking, I wouldn't leave my PS5. I'm leaving my PS5. That's why you know I'm gonna come back. Not Sway or not you, or like, I'm coming back because of the PS5. Also, if you just order me some pizzas, you know I'll come back. I love me some Domino's pizzas. I'll do whatever it takes to have Domino's pizza in my life.
That man has no anchor. He has no compass. He has no direction. Okay? Give me some more nautical terms. Yeah. He has no direction.
He's utterless, rudderless. He's utterly rudderless.
He's utterly rudderless. He has no direction. The wind is not blowing. Okay. He is lost. And Joy is unable to help him with any of that. And she thinks What happened to everything you promised me that you do, Rod? And he's just like, I don't know, man.
Well, what do you want? When we go to dinner that you pay for, I order crab.
You eat the crab, don't you?
I play hide and seek.
With your son, right? You
I
fuck
hug people, or at least I pretend that I will hug someone that is related to you, your
and
cousin sisters.
you fucked 7 men
You
at
had a
the same
train run on
time.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't have any discernible skills. I don't have a car. I can't go anywhere. You just want me to sit up here and take care of this kid that's not mine. I want to feel good, and I don't feel good being here with you.
God bless it.
Whew, Lord. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us. That's the end of this episode. If you would like to see the visuals of everything we were talking about, if you'd like to see the inside of that limo, if you'd like to see that mom's eyebrows, please join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get exclusive content such as a live every first Monday of the month, plus the episodes as soon as they drop. And yeah, if you can't do that, please check out our social medias and Chris will tell you how to do that.
Oh, please go to Instagram right now and type in @DocuSweeties and then go into TikTok and write @DocuSweeties. You're supposed to follow all these people and like every single post. And then we are also on X/Twitter, whatever X, DocuSweeties with a 1 @DocuSweeties1. We also have a Facebook group, the DocuSweeties podcast Facebook group. Also, we have a live coming up, right? The 21st. Yeah, on Monday.
Monday.
Which I'm excited about. So all the things are happening, Patreon live only, but do all of the things that you can to get close to us and close to our hearts, because we really need you this in 2024. We really need you. We're going to call on you. Anyway, we love you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Okay, babes?
Bye.